Greetings and salutations, everybody. I'm Schwahn.
I'm Vongod.
And I'm Gandalf.
And this is technically Road to Locals, another Grand Archive podcast. Obviously, if you are looking at the video, we are not on the Road to Locals. Due to some circumstances, we're having to reconfigure some things in our scheduling. It looks like instead of normally we go to our locals on Tuesday, but it looks like that might be shifting to Sunday. We're still trying to work out the details, but regardless, it is Tuesday, August 18th, 2026, and we just got done with Worlds. Worlds was in Singapore, though, and I could only stay up so late to watch some of the most painful matches of my life.
I was about to say, you wanted to stay up late to watch the most riveting gameplay ever of a 3-hour game?
I mean, it's not like they're playing eggs or anything. I fucking remember back in the day, there was some really terrible long-ass games with Magic, and I'm sure it's nothing like that. Oh, wait, 3-hour game? Never mind.
Yeah,
dude, there was a 3-hour game of Wind Crux Lorraine versus Wind Luxem Zander.
That right there is Selesnya Morphin standard during Tarkir block, 100%.
Yeah,
I don't know what the total length of all of the matches were, or like individual lengths, but I know that round one of the semifinals was 3 hours, and round one of the quarterfinals was 3 hours, because the Rain Goddess versus Caben took an eternity. Like, just absolutely forever.
That I believe.
What was crazy is I think the match right after that was Jet versus Glenny Boy, and that match took like 30 minutes. I can only imagine from an organizer's standpoint that seeing match 2 of the quarterfinals make up all of the time you lost in match 1 was just like, oh, thank God.
No kidding.
Because we were already making jokes about, like, match 4 is going to start at midnight, their time. Like,
dude, that was crazy. I didn't get to make it to all of it, but I watched about the last, let's say, half hour specifically of Rain Goddess versus Jet, which that was one of the many wind mirrors, in this case, Wind Luxem Zander.
I think there was the roughest one was Rain Goddess versus Jet, and no question.
I hope so.
I did catch a few of these, but I'm not gonna lie, I was definitely reading manga while it played in the background during like some of the really fucking long matches.
Yeah,
I will say it was still good gameplay to like get to, like, there was still good solid gameplay happening. They were still making great decisions. I remember there was a moment in that match where Jet was like playing this very conservative turn. He basically had the win, and everybody is like, why hasn't he gone for it? What's going on here? And then one of the announcers points out, hey, in the sideboard, his opponent has a Blanche. If he tries to go for lethal right now, almost the entirety of that will get blanked, and he'll probably lose on the crackback because he's wasted all his stuff.
Yes, that's true. That's like the other response to that is earlier in that same match, the Rain Goddess had a complete win. All Rain Goddess had to do was go for it, and didn't, and ultimately lost that match and the game. And the words of Caben rang out across the arena at that point, which is make him have it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I feel like although it was incredibly high level play, there were still mistakes made in several matches, and that's going to happen. Like between nerves and just
exhaustion,
exhaustion, operator error. Like you're going to run into these issues.
Well, and also I'm looking at it going, okay, so round 1, Rain Goddess took, let's say, 2 to 3 hours. Then game 2 that Rain Goddess played in also was 2 to 3 hours. That's a lot of playing a deck.
Yeah, so Rain Goddess versus Caben. Rain Goddess was on Wind Crux Lorraine. Caben was on Water Unique Allies. Both of them kind of teched for what they thought the other person was going to be on, and they were both wrong, which led to a very awkward situation for both of them, and also a really rough game. Jet was on Win Luxem Zander, Glenny Boy was on Win Crux Lorraine, and Jet won that one way more convincingly than I thought that those matches were gonna go, because I thought that Win Crux Lorraine had a little bit more game against Win Luxem Zander. Full admission, I was wrong. Asuna versus Zero. Asuna was on Oblation. Zero was on Win Crux Lorraine. And unfortunately, Asuna was playing Oblation, and you have the chance with Oblation to just not draw your Oblations and not hit your 15 drops. And you have a chance to do that 2 games in a row in the top 8 of Worlds.
That deck, unfortunately, has the biggest thing that it loses to is itself more so than your opponent half the time.
And it sucks to brick. And and the worst time to brick is probably quarterfinals of top 8. And then
Say so.
Noel versus Liftersill. Noel, who just was like, hey, horse and taxes, let's go. And Liftersill, who was also on Win Crux Lorraine. I didn't catch this one. Nathan, you did.
I watched it, and I believe game 1 they didn't get to Vanitas until turn 3, which is very painful because the deck was running 4 dungeon guides, 4 flagrant, I think it's 4 flagrant guides, and 2 beseech the winds. There is also one of those matches where they had the opportunity to get to Vanitas 3 that turn because they had beseech the winds in hand. They just had to get to 1. However, because of a misplay, they thought that they could play that when you're just the spirit, and that was not the case because it is a wind card and your spirit is fire.
Right.
So there's a misplay there, and that match ended up going to horses and taxes anyways, but I thought the game was over because of that. That was an incredible match. And then game 3 was actually, I don't fully remember game 3.
That's okay.
But it definitely went in the favor of Liftersill. It was, I don't know if there was a contest. I can't remember game 3, but those first 2 games are like seared into my head.
I mean, with both of the wind level 3 decks, it's just about them surviving and wrestling control of the match. And once they have that, it is very, 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 very hard to push through it at that point. Which also meant that all of our guesses and hopes were all wrong.
Yeah.
Dude, total upset of the finals to see Zander win, where like I don't how many people would have even guessed that, man?
Yeah, I mean,
Holy cow.
You know what? I'm cool with it because that just means we get a male winning.
yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like I'm happy for it. It just was like we were thinking about all
male
the predictions.
For clarification, male champion, not the player.
Male champion. Yeah. My apologies.
I want to make that clarification.
Yeah, level 4 male champion in an upcoming
Which, you know,
please.
initially before it was like, it's not literally leaked, but I'll say leaked, the rules of the Ascension for the champion that wins. Before that was revealed, I was really hopeful that at worst, we'd get Lorraine so that we could have a level 5 Lorraine. But they ended up revealing the rules of what you get if you win Worlds in terms of the champion choice, and it made me care significantly less because if you win, they said that the champion that wins gets a level 4 basically no matter what. If they already have a level 4, they will get a different level 4. If it's Nico's going to get a level 4 without a level 3. So the level 4 will be just an anomalous thing that can't ever be attained or exist. And I was like, well, that sucks.
Yeah.
Oh, and Lubu could only be chosen if Lubu was in the main deck.
Oh, it was specifically the main deck?
You couldn't have Lubu in the main deck. You couldn't have it in the board.
Oh, man.
And I was like, okay, well, the reason that I cared about certain decks winning Worlds have all been ruined. So I guess I don't care.
Man, I could picture a world where there's a level 4 Vanitas and you just got to do something super easy to get to him.
Yeah. Unfortunately, when I learned that, CL and Vanitas were completely knocked out. So it was just Lorraine or Zander. And I was like, well, nah, okay.
I was worried because there was a lot of Lorraine, and don't get me wrong, Lorraine's a cool character. I think there are more characters that deserve.
The only reason I even partially wanted Lorraine was for a level 5. But as soon as they said no, she wouldn't get a level 5, I was like, I don't want Lorraine to win now. Like,
Something else that I want to point out here, I guess there's two things. Number one, the fact that there was a couple of games that went as long as they did and nobody decked is crazy to me.
Yeah.
Number two, dude, the amount of like training or like time grinding games to find out that Wind Luxem Zander is what you use to beat the Wind Mirror is crazy. Like, I don't know if that would have even been on my radar of things to be tested.
As competitive as we are not at that level. Like, we get to play 1 or 2 days a week for a few hours at most. So,
of course, but I'm just thinking about it, going like, man, like we were talking about like decks we were thinking about and all that jazz, and that was not even close to anybody's radar. And one of the other interesting things about this one was, if you got this far, didn't you have 3 decks ready? Because there was one if you were in the gauntlet, then one for the they had the middle section where you could have a different deck,
Right.
and then Swiss, and then in this you could have a third deck. So like some of these players had 3 different decks, and most of them probably had 3 different decks that they were running for the entire tournament.
Yeah. One other thing. So Jet did ultimately win with Wind Luxem Zander. Congratulations to Jet. Jet's been around a long time, played a very long time. He's actually one of the original pioneers and creators of the Wind Luxem Zander deck. So cool for that to finally like fully come back around. There was an option for him to choose Lorraine because they did let you choose your gauntlet and your gauntlet deck or your top 8 deck. He did play Wind, Crux, Lorraine in the gauntlet. Almost assuredly, with him being one of the original like drivers behind Zander, Jet will almost assuredly choose Zander. Perfectly fine with that. One other thing I will want to talk about is the match between the Rain Goddess and Jet. And there was a moment towards the back end of match 3 that the Rain Goddess made a pretty significant mistake that I am glad the judges made the call that they did. So if you did not see it, I could probably try to find it, but I'm not going to try to pull up the video, which is they've been playing Wind Luxem Zander and Wind Crux Lorraine for a friggin' while. Both these decks reveal their memories all the friggin' time, whether it is Prismatic Edge revealing both memories, Veiling Breeze, imbuing cards, Zander level 3, Luxem garbage, blah, blah, blah. So late in game 3, this Rain Goddess has played already today for like 5.5 hours. And it goes to Jet's turn, and Jet goes to his recollect step and goes, Zander trigger, reveal the memory, and he goes to reveal his memory to, and the Rain Goddess reveals his entire memory at the same time, which is a very unfortunate action. Because, I mean, ignoring anything else, you've just shown your opponent your entire hand / memory in that aspect.
There's not a similar judge call, but a memory-based judge call out of the Vanitas one that you just reminded me of.
Okay. Well, here's the problem, is that that's technically an illegal action, so a game loss could have been levied against the Rain Goddess for the illegal action of revealing his memory unprompted without a trigger of sorts.
Wanting a succulent Chinese meal.
Yeah, which thankfully, after the judges had a very long conversation, they came back. There was no disciplinary action, not even a warning issued, because, well, you didn't technically affect the game. You've just kind of put yourself in a worse position by letting your opponent know everything you have. which is
Yeah.
better than being handed a game / ultimately a match loss in the semifinals of World's Top 8.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what happened at Vanitas match?
So in that game with the Beseech the Winds, as the Beseech the Winds goes off, there was already 2 cards in the memory, and 3 cards get put down and shuffled up a bit because they are expecting to banish some to go to Vanitas, right?
Yeah.
However, because they couldn't play that, the cards needed to come back to their hand. But because they were now shuffled face down in a zone that couldn't be revealed earlier, we didn't know what cards to put back into the hand, right?
Was there more than 3 cards in memory?
There's now 5. So there's 2 initially,
Yeah.
and then they put 3 down and they shuffled them up.
Yep.
So the way they solved this is all of the cards in the memory were revealed, and then the opponent got to pick which cards were put face down, the 2 cards face down in memory and the rest into the hand.
Interesting. Cool. I like it.
Okay.
That's an elegant solution. I mean, it obviously sucks for Noel, but I'll take it over a game loss.
Yeah, 100%. I'm glad that they're trying to make judge calls that don't just end in game loss, especially on like screen, because that's just boring to watch.
Now, a couple of things that this top 8 taught me. One is spamming Spirit Blade Ascension on a Prismatic Edge is probably the most toxic thing I've seen in this entire friggin' game, and I never want to see it again.
It's so rude.
It is insufferable.
Just make them lose their hand. You might draw your cards. Some of them aren't even running fire to get an actual win out of it. They just are whittling down the resources.
Win Crux Lorraine will still be a very, very real deck, I think, because we saw plenty of wins be won, plenty of individual games be won either through Spirit Blade Retribution, Lorraine's ultimate, and or just Ghosts of Pendragon, Ace and Protector beatdown.
Man, Ghost of Pendragon is an MVP.
Oh, also of note, while we're talking about decks that are going to go on hiatus, another interesting note about the Gauntlet was that there was 43 entrants and 19 of them were on Oblation. Nearly half of the Gauntlet was just on Oblation.
Yep, and 5 of them in total made top 8. There was 5 Staryu decks. None of them made top 8 either.
That's just the last hurrah, right? People just want to play the deck before it goes away.
Something like that.
I don't know. I still think that deck will still need to, by the time it gets unbanned, we will need something better to address the way that deck functions.
I completely agree. As I'm staring at my Oblation deck in my backpack, I think that deck could just use something in which you feel like you're truly interacting. The fact that spell shields can be popped and that counter magic can be turned off with Full Awakening makes it where the one option that can truly happen is kill them early, but they're also a Guardian deck that is getting the most life total every time they level up. So, like, I think that deck could just use something, even if it's just like a Proxius Vaults card. I think if you don't print an answer, like a Silver Bullet style answer, then the answer instead is to just ban Foe Awakening. Yeah, I personally am of the belief that is the best answer, because I think Oblation as a deck is totally fine. It's an all-in combo deck. You try to rush to get your Oblation, you try to pop it. If it doesn't work, you die. That's an all-in combo deck. That's how they've always been. There's nothing wrong with that. If somebody was to counter that spell with an Engulf, for example, that's just the beats. That's how it goes. But the fact that they can hold up a 0-drop card that is uninteractable, that turns off counter magic, is too much.
On that, one last note before we move on to the closing presentation announcements. So Staryu is also on that ban of the seasonal ban for the Asphodel Paradise season. And they decided to go with the seasonal ban of the Azurite Fatestone itself because they were looking for a way to address the power and kind of toxicity that Seiryu had been throwing around. And internally, they had tested heavily banning Seiryu's command, which enables the big wompy flashy combo. And what they said was that they were still finding that Seiryu was a tier 1 deck, even if you ban Seiryu's command. Which makes me go, okay, cool. Then what do you plan to do come January? Like,
I think this gives them time to come up with that answer, but I would not be surprised if this ended up where in January we see up to 3 cards go on the I forget the term, the
category 3, category 2.
Thank you. I was thinking go to category 1 so that the next time it could go to category 2, like give people the time that they still need. But I would expect to see a couple of these cards either get banned or you're going to see something else that helps with the interaction. Like I know that there's at least one card in the upcoming set that does help deal with Fate Stones, so that is a way to help fight that, but I don't think that you're going to see that be enough to see Seiryu just go away.
Yeah.
Or I also didn't think Seiryu was that good. Not gonna lie, it is very good, don't get me wrong, but I don't think it's like game-breakingly good.
Seiryu has this unique problem that keeps happening, which is it is really good and it dominates a lot of fields and normally will take up a couple of slots at least in every top 8, but never actually wins anything.
Yeah.
So I think that I've heard a little bit of speculation about this, and what I think it's related to is more about what people are not having fun with at their local events.
Sure.
And so if you have a good Seiryu player, because they mentioned something else was speculated similarly about Diana, where like, is Diana the most prominent, most toxic deck at the highest level? Maybe yes, maybe no, but on the ground floor when you're trying to get new players into the game, it is an awful thing to try and play against. And I think Seiryu kind of has that same vibe where it's like, wow, they have an answer to everything and a big monster that kills me.
Well, and here's the reality, which is every significant complaint in competitive decks for Grand Archive is due to the lack of interaction for those decks, whether that is the inability to interact with Foe Awakening / Omens for Oblation, the difficulty of trying to address the dragon that is Seiryu's command, Seiryu himself, the inability to have a way to remove the prismatic edge from the equation so that they can't continue to spam Spirit Blade Ascension. It is those types of like interactions or lack thereof that are what make people angry.
Yeah.
I mean, you could even say the same thing for Ranger Strides, which is like, well, what am I supposed to do about Ranger Strides? Because any way that I can interact with it, they just respond by popping it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's not like you can really respond to counter the effect of the banish itself.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, one of the things that I was thinking about when they started announcing these seasonal bans and like things that they were looking at for being unfun, I started thinking about like our local, like the three of us essentially, what are our decks that we're enjoying and what are the ways to counterplay them and do they exist? Which for myself, I'm on Genbu. Nullifying Lantern just is already
that
there.
ruins your whole fucking day. Combine it with a so you're doing almost nothing.
Yeah, and then I was thinking about your deck, Fire Dao-Chan, and I went, if you can give yourself Spell Shroud at the right times, or make it where you just like have the regalia that gives you Spell Shroud, if you don't have a way to destroy them,
can kill me.
Yeah, that too. But I'm just thinking of like the ways to actually fight through it, and like, are there answers? The answer is Spell Shroud.
Fest, I played against Connor is suited, and he opened with a heavy swing, and I was like, "Oh no,
that's illegal."
Yeah, and then,
oh no, I'm very low all of a sudden. Like,
what I've seen against Gandalf's deck, Vanitas, is either finding a way to counter the level 3 if that's possible. That can really mess you up. Or just having a wide board to be able to either race you or deal with the fact that your bigger entities are going to die. You can fight a lot more of those like 3/3s.
There's also like damage prevention. If you can prevent the damage from the Vanitas swing, the effect doesn't go off.
Yeah, Song of Frost is a card.
Saga Frost.
rebuke, baby.
Yeah.
Tactical retreat. Man, Water Diana was a fucking nightmare.
All right. To save on to put us forward though, because
Go for it.
time gets away from us very easily. It's had, of course, a closing presentation. I'm gonna kind of just click through this, and we'll talk about things as they arise. I'm not gonna play it or anything like that. They started with event reminders. Ascent Melbourne happening in Australia next month in September. We will not be there, but I am very happy for everyone in the Oceania region that gets to go and have a good time there. Osaka, I wish I could go to this because that would be sick. It happened on Halloween. That's even cooler. Oh my god. Anyway, yeah, Osaka obviously in Japan. Very cool. And then Ascent Dallas, which will be the next event that we are at, happening December 4th, 5th, and 6th in Dallas, Texas, in the United States. Also, this is a 3-day event because December 4th on day 0 is going to be the premiere for set 11, which is Asphodel Cantabile, I believe is how it's pronounced. Cantabile. I think it's
Cantabile?
No, because it's Cantabile, I think is what it is. Because Canta means sing.
Right.
And like ballet means dance, but it's not ballet. But anyway, so we'll get to be there for the premiere of set 11, which is cool. We'll be there in Dallas. Anyone want to have anything they want to add on any of those?
I am very sorry to everyone who has to go to Texas.
Including us.
Yes.
Yeah.
On the plus side, Dallas is supposed to be one of the better places, which is cool.
It's also going to be in December, so like one of the other factors of being in Texas isn't mitigated because it's going to be cool.
Right. It'll be 70 degrees instead of 170.
Not excited because we're from Alaska. If people find out, you guarantee people are going to be talking about the size of our states.
Yeah.
They're going to try and compare the other state sizes.
Reminder about the seasonal ban list. We just talked about those. There was no changes to the BNR as it stands. They reminded us about the new addition to Proxia's Vault that's meant to support Biako and will not.
Dude, the people are trying though. They're like the Guoja like competitive deck building section. Dude, they're trying so hard. Like props to them for like putting in the time to see if they can.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, it's Wind, and Wind is going to be a dangerous game to play with fan synchron existing in the game as a whole moving forward.
Yeah. On the note of synchron and other things like that, does everybody have a card that they're excited to see for the next set?
I've not looked through most of the next set because I was waiting for us to do it.
Mm-hmm. But like you mentioned, the synchron, I assume that's a card you'd be excited for.
No, quite the opposite. I don't think that card should exist.
Sure, that's fair.
For context, I'll put it up on the screen right now. But no, this card is overtuned, and I fully expect it to need banned at some point in the near future. Fan synchron is just simply too strong.
How would you feel if it only did 2 damage if it was Wind Element?
Here's the problem that I have with it, okay? The thing that we just got done complaining about is mechanics that you are unable to interact with. This punishes an element that already doesn't have a way to interact with it, and the one way that they have to interact with it, it can't be interacted with in that way.
Yeah.
It can't be suppressed. That's the only way that Wind has to deal with something like this, and it can't be dealt with in that way.
Yeah, you'd have to run like a break apart or something.
Or a Mustang, right? Can Mustangs kill these?
Mustang could heal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The other thing that we wanted,
1/2 sucks.
the other thing that was noted about this card is that if this card is going to see as much play as we expect it to, it is going to make it really hard to play Tristan, mainly because they have Windbless Lookout, which has 2 on-enter abilities. So to play Windbless Lookout, you're taking 6.
That goes hard in FISA.
Yeah.
Yeah, because both of these on enters trigger, and you would take 3 for each of them. No, I'm not excited for this card at all. Am I going to run it and like fire Dao Chan? Yeah, probably. But no, this card is... I don't believe that this card is good at all for the game.
Sure. That would make
Hang
sense.
on. Interesting note real quick. I don't know how I'd even go about searching that. But here's the card, right? So for those that might only be listening, I have the card pulled up on Index. So 0 cost Regalia, Fan Synchron, Fire, Regalia item, Mage Bobble, Fan Synchron can't be suppressed, but blah, blah, blah. Whenever an on-enter triggers, deal 1. If it's win, deal 3. End of card. The Index has flavor text for it.
Oh.
Interesting.
Oh. Maybe they were supposed to be, but they couldn't fit it.
But yeah, with the flavor text being wind only feeds the flame.
I wonder if that was on there and then they tacked on that can't be suppressed last minute, so they lost the flavor text.
Which, I mean, even if this didn't exist, even if it could be suppressed, the card would still be too powerful.
Yeah, it's incredibly strong. It is a very strong hate card against wind.
Yeah. No, I'm not excited for this card in the slightest. I think it's unhealthy for the game, and I don't want it to be in the game. And I already, even without having played it or seen it, hope that it finds its way into Category 3.
The fact that it is objects, just everything.
Anything.
And on top of that, the only reason you run permanents most of the time, aside from like really good stats, is they're on enter triggers.
Yep. Which made me sad because I still want to run this at some point, but not while that exists. I would love to run Bai's Blade in a Wind CL deck to be able to get some extra Vacuous Servant tokens, but...
This is Bai's Erasure.
Yeah, exactly. God, dude, that was awful, dude.
Sorry.
Oh, man.
Yep, so Asphodel Paradise releases on Friday, August 21st, with the Omnidex season the following Friday on the 28th. Omnidex rewards being silver is Smokeout featuring Cheshire Cat, which is hilariously ironic, by the way.
That's what I was going to say.
Is that Cheshire Cat setting Cheshire Cat on fire?
Yes.
Which
Awesome.
Smokeout was a tech card specifically for Cheshire Cat's existence.
Yeah.
Which is also funny because it came out before Cheshire Cat did. Smokeout's from Heaven, the set before Cheshire Cat showed up. But yes.
Good thing it did. They may have planned ahead for that, though, too. We don't know.
I hope so. I'm not sure what else it was there to kill.
You let me take care of it before, even if they didn't.
But awesome. I love Cheshire Cat. I run Smoked Out. It's a really good board card. Cheshire Cat's not very popular right now because everyone's sad that Ranger Stride got banned. Cheshire Cat's still one of the best cards in the game, so I don't think she's going to truly go anywhere. Yeah. Cool to have, cool to see.
Yeah, absolutely.
Gold is Uncover the Plot, which was a good timing on their part, unknowingly, considering this was announced just after Zander running Uncover the Plot had won Worlds.
And the flavor text features Lorraine, too.
Oh my god, it does! Lorraine, just what are you thinking?
So
Well,
funny.
I thought I was going to win and it's stats again, but you got away.
Thought if I flickered my sword, it would be really good.
Dude, that's just him asking that question is just BM.
Oh, and that's amazing.
Funny.
And then the Platinum Award being Ensnaring. Ensnaring Fumes.
Sorry. Yeah, that's ensnaring for sure. What the fuck, dude?
I don't know where to look.
God damn,
Wait,
that's
Tristan, we
involved in
still
my
need one of the most
eye.
expensive decks to foil out with that thing existing.
Oh,
That said, you know one thing I do like about all of these is
Playable.
they're all playable. I want all of these.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then of course, if you're top 100 Ascendant rank, then there will be a CPR full art signed version of the Ensnaring Fumes featuring Tristan, which reveals the guy that she is.
You know, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little surprised with how fucking sometimes super kinky this fucking game is, that they haven't had an Ensnaring Fumes art that features somebody's feet.
Oh, sure.
I mean, I do see feet right there.
Yeah, but that's like different. That's not
I
the
know.
front and center. We all know what the front and center is.
Judge reward for the season is Resolute Stand, and for the first time, I think, in the fucking judge program, Arizona is not having something horrible happen to her in her promo.
Yeah, exactly.
She's very unlucky, and I'm very glad to see that she's doing okay.
Yeah, love this promo. Again, very nice to see. Good playable card.
Absolutely.
And sorry, Adam, this sucks the most for you. The qualifier cards for the Asphodel Paradise season for 2027 Nationals and Worlds Store Championship. We talked about it before, which is that, man, why doesn't Refracting Missile have a promo? Found it.
If you're listening and have gotten this far, I want everyone to comment, haha, Adam, that sucks for you.
That's fine.
Those words
Totally
exactly.
Listen, I'm gonna try and get a playset because it's great and it's exactly what I wanted. I wanted a promo of Refracting Missile. It's sweet. It's good art. I'm excited.
This is gonna be
happy to
awesome.
try and get them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
The only downside to Refracting Missile compared to last year's was the Crystallized Destiny, but I mean compared to like Smoke Bombs or Poison Dagger is that if you want these, you're gonna need 4 of them. Or yeah.
So there's two problems with it, actually, in my opinion. Number one, you're gonna need 4 of them. Number two, this goes into multiple decks.
Yep.
Whereas like Poison Dagger kind of goes in one deck, or
Yeah.
Crystallized Destiny is a card that you might have like a 2 of on the board.
No. Poison Dagger goes in Fiza. It goes in Luxem Zander. It goes in Fire Merlin. It goes in Fire Tristan.
Oh, yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
you done did it. I'm gonna tell you right now, those Refracting Missiles are gonna be a lot of fun to try and collect. I'm gonna do it, but I'm not gonna be excited for it.
I need one of these, which is the Legion with CPR.
That signature is perfect.
That is
so cute.
the cutest. I think like this rivals the cuteness of some of the slime cards. Like, I'm not exactly a massive Sylvie fan, but Jesus, I need one of these.
Oh, dude, it's so good. It's fantastic art, and again, highly playable card.
Yeah,
Like, how many decks run that?
most of
A lot of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, like everybody that is playing competitively probably has one of these set up for their sideboard at some
It can
point.
potentially silence somebody for a turn, so I understand why it's like so played.
Oh
And
yeah,
it's beautiful.
And then our Ascent CPR is Regal Inquisition featuring Evil Alice. Also just an incredible piece of artwork.
incredible piece of artwork. It's a card that sees a lot of play, and that was in DTR, if I recall right.
I don't know.
I'll pull it up. I
I
can
don't-
find
I
out.
don't
But
remember
my point was like we were starting to run low on those packs opening, which meant that we were gonna start seeing less of that card being available.
I don't
So
feel
just
like
getting
Ascent
mul-
Way 2 CPRs help with the population of playables that much.
No, but it does mean that like you're going to see more people going for those. It is in DTR, by the way. Like people might be going for those, and then maybe the foils go down. Like you can see some of the stuff going down because I saw this part before I found the other announcement about DTR that also is exciting.
Dude, the face on that artwork is giving me Higurashi fucking flashbacks.
That's fair.
It's also weird because it's so purple for a norm card.
Yeah, that's fine. Super, super cool. So speaking of DTR, we are skipping Abyssal Heaven for Altar. Doesn't mean we won't go back to it later, but right now, Distorted Reflections Altar is going to be releasing October 16th. And they have made a lot of changes to the way that Alter as a product is presented, many of which I'm very excited about. So one real quick note I'll make on this particular screen is this is absolutely the 4 of clubs, and it is wind. So to the surprise of literally nobody, clubs are wind.
I want to see what the jellyfish does.
He's
Real
got a
bad.
mustache.
That's a pretty fucking nice jellyfish. However, it doesn't have eyes. I don't understand the monocle.
I want to see that if it shows up in.
If you want to take any bets on just how unplayable Ponytail Merlin will still be after getting even more cards.
Unless they make a new level 1 that makes a different thing than the memories, it's not gonna matter what they
They do that. They just need to errata the memory to not be shit.
Same idea. Like, the point is that the memory is the problem.
The mastery, fractured memory.
Thank you.
So, unlike previous Alter sets, DTR Alter is going to have 40 new cards. That's up from 20 from previous sets. So, a pretty significant, twice the number of new cards, which makes the set pretty large. However, a couple of nice things about that is they are doubling the foil rate hit for Alter exclusives. This has been a very huge annoyance. I mean, like, I wanted a bad ALC Alter card called Surging Undertow, unplayed, it's not ran in anything, card kind of sucks, couldn't find one at all, and when I did find one, it was $50. Like, the fuck?
What about the Scarlet Tassel? That's also not being run on anything right now either.
I don't know what you just said, but I'm pretty sure you just made that up.
We opened a pretty garbage one.
Yes, we did. And like, some of them are semi okay to find. Like, I run Scarlet Scathing Seminary in Fire Dao Chan, and those I've been able to find pretty reliably for like $20, $25. But for the most part, they're like practically unobtainium. Yeah, so more foils is nice. But one of the things that's always been a complaint is there's been 2 complaints, which is it's really hard to get Alter exclusives because, like, Scarlet Tassel we'll use as an example. You cannot buy that, period. And the last sale on it was $50. But it doesn't exist. Like, even in non-foil, like, I've only seen 3 foils, I think, ever. And non-foils, thankfully, we have a couple if we need them for a major event, but there's just none because nobody's opening A and B Alter. And people don't open Alter sets because the hit rates for the good stuff is bad. CSRs are 1 in every 30 boxes. There's normally less CSRs. Only a couple of them end up ever being desirable, if any of them at all. The foils for the exclusive cards are not, you're never going to fucking see them unless you just or get really, really lucky. It feels like hitting a foil Alter card in previous Alter sets is like hitting a CSR borderline.
It's like getting a shiny in old school Pokemon.
Yeah, and even if you hit an Alter, a non-foil Alter card, like, you're still rolling the dice on you even hitting one of the good ones. Like, there's like 3 playable Alter cards in A and B Alter, and if you don't hit one of those, you're like, oh, I got an Alter card. It's a fucking Wind Gust Bastion or whatever that ally that's kind of bad is.
Yeah.
So, but one of the things that they're doing, so obviously, is doubling the foil rate for Alter cards.
Love it.
CSRs are also going to be at the normal rate. So 1 in every 15 boxes, which is awesome. We also get to see our very first of the DTR Alter exclusive cards here, which is CL Astral Projection. He is a 3-cost Astra unique ally that is a Guardian Distortion human, which means that he can be played with the Looking Glass. He is a 1/4 intercept with vigor and can be star called for 1, although you're probably not going to star call him unless, well, he doesn't. Oh, interesting. I'll note on that in a second. I'll come back. His other thing is, as long as time is distorted, CL's base power and life are each 7. Currently, the only way for time to be distorted is to play Chrono Warp, which is I will pull it up, is a ultra rare from Distorted Reflections. 4-drop Astra Cleric spell. For the rest of the game, time is distorted. As long as time is distorted, each player skips their first materialized phase and they get an additional materialized phase after their main phase each turn. So you pluck the materialized phase from the beginning of your turn to just before your end phase. And if you have activated, this is currently, like I said, the only way to distort time. But hang on. Fuck.
But there's an alter set.
If they print another way, then Astra CL will be a little bit more relevant. But
the other thing that I think is cool is this is the second one that we've seen that has a conditional become base power 7, because I believe, didn't the woman with the bike, like Picarda, I want to say her name was? Yeah, she also had a conditional become 7.
Well, as long as she's attacking a champion, she gets +4/+4.
Yeah,
So she gets +4 power. So she becomes a 7/4.
Yeah, that's still big. Like those are both just big numbers, though, because we thought a 5/3 Cheshire Cat was a problem. Suddenly having something that's swinging for 7 is really impressive.
So here's something else that's neat about him. So go ahead, Nathan. You go first.
I was gonna say, I think just a baseline 3-cost 1/4 with intercept and vigor is actually good enough to play.
Yeah,
For 3.
absolutely.
So here's another note.
Or for 1.
You can star call him even if you're not level 3. You just have, like, the reason you can't star call everything else when you glimpse it if you're not level 3 Arisana is because you have to meet the activation requirements, which normally means you need to be Astra, so you need to be level 3. But Looking Glass lets you play distortions, so you could star call him for 1.
Oh man.
Like,
I think I was calling him for 1.
Like, just
do the classic Diana swing with the Aqua Mirage Whisper, glimpse 4. Hey, I'll pay 1.
Hold on.
Fairy.
Yeah, is this good enough
Sure.
to make like wind allies even better?
It could. It depends on how Chrono War, how like time stuff is going to be good, because I think that'll define a lot of what it goes into.
But regardless, bro's got a lot of power. Super cool. So other things that are in DTR, is it the next slide? Let me get over to it. Yeah. So is the new Alter bundle. This is super cool. So we talked about how hard it can be just to find Alter exclusive cards. And so they're going to be selling these bundles, and it's this little box that has 4 exclusive packs in it. And those packs are 7-card packs that only have cards that are Alter exclusive cards. So it'll be uncommons, 2 rares, and 1 super rare, which means, like, you know, that it gives you the spread. There is a couple caveats to this, which is there will not be any foils in these packs. So if you want foils of the Alter exclusives, you have to buy the regular product.
It's not right there that there's a foil in it, a foil promo card.
It's the Reckoning's Wake. Every box will have a foil Reckoning's Wake in it.
Yeah, that's still a foil in the box. You said there's going to be no foil.
You are correct. That's all I got is you are correct.
Man, for people that love
this is a great product. Because, like, we already have a full playset of every single card from Distorted Reflections. Some of them we have 2 or even 3 playsets of. Because there's 3 of us, right? Like, we have, like, 9 Cheshire Cats. We have an ungodly number of 3 of Hearts. Like, we have...
I need to put those back into Vanitas.
We can make that happen, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What were you about to say, Vongod?
Oh, I was thinking about like liminal guides as well. I love the idea of this though, because this solves so much of the issue that people have had with alters. Because how many people are like us, where it's like, okay, well, we bought, you know, a case to start this off, or some people buy more than 1 case, and suddenly it's like, hey, you can get all the cards that you actually need instead of just hoping that you hit those by buying packs of an alter set that you already have most of the cards for.
Yeah.
And yeah, we might still buy some of the altered stuff just to try and hit the foils. There's nothing wrong with that either. But
I mean, that's the thing. Like, between the doubled foils and the increased CSR rate, I'm like, shit, man, you made this decision hard.
Yeah, well, especially because we haven't seen which CSRs they pick. DTR was a pretty influential set.
Yeah.
So like if you're gonna have new CSRs, weren't we talking about how it was possible that this was gonna be the one where there's a bunch of chessmen CSRs?
I don't think so, because I think all of the Distorted Reflections chessmen, besides Lily, got a CSR in the set, and
Oh,
Lily
you're
got
right.
her CSR in Supporter Pack 4.
You're right.
But what I can do is let's take a look at the super rares real quick. So Alice already got one. Little guy got one. Noir has one. Regal Inquisition's getting the CPR. Losser has one. March Hare was in the no, he already has one. It was in the event packs.
Yeah.
Rouge has one. Verita has one. Lily, Snow White. Marianne was in the event packs. Burrell has one. Humpty Dumpty has one. So all of the unique allies already printed in DTR have one. Now,
Sure.
we did see from Mortal Ambition Alter. So Mortal Ambition Alter had 4 CSRs in it, which is not enough. But it had 4 CSRs, 3 which were new, which was Bairu, Huangzhong, and I can't remember the other new unique ally that's in there. But the one already existing card that got a CSR was Everflame Staff with Dao Chan on it. So there's always a chance that they pick one of these other cards that's in here to get a CSR. It could be like Chamber of Reflections, right? Like that,
Or it could be one of the weapons that you had above.
It could. I feel like they won't pick one of these because.
No, but I'm just picking a thing that it could be.
Yeah, like I could see like it would be kind of not great, but they could pick like the Servant's Obligation or the Votive Rune Blade, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like picking one of Diana's admittedly all unplayed elemental weapons.
I think the Fire Aether Wing is played in some of them.
They normally run the Triumvirate though instead, right? Like
you run like
but
you run like 2 of them.
Yeah, they've gone up to a lot of them swapped that out for the gun, but yeah.
Beguiling Coup would be a sick one, actually.
I think I've seen Chamber of Reflections played exactly once.
Beguiling Coup would be the good pick. Like obviously the choice has already been made, but if I was to pick one out of the already existing super rares and Distorted Reflections to be the one picked CSR that'll be in Alter, it's Beguiling Coup.
Yeah. Just I wish you didn't say that, because that means I might have to go hunting for them, and I don't want to.
I'm not apologizing.
Yeah, I know you're not.
But this product's real cool. It's going to be $30, which I don't know how I feel about 30. That makes each pack $7.50, which means each card is $1 and some change, which isn't too bad, but meh.
I mean, I will say that compared to like how much some of the cards were in A and B Alter to get individually, a little over $1 for a solid chance of getting some of those is fine, and it will help keep those prices lower.
I agree.
That's the big thing, because you're also going to see a bunch of people buying those as 4-ofs to get the Reckoning's Wakes, whether they're playing them or not.
Hi, what's up?
Oh, sorry, I forgot. Cheshire's on it, of
I'm
course.
right
You need
here.
17. Yeah, you're right. I'll take 3 of the playmat.
For the distorted, say what?
I said you'll take 3 of the playmat.
Well, so tangent.
Wait,
That does technically exist as a playmat, that Reckoning's Wake arc, but it was a one of like test production for Dreamweave. I would love to have
Playing that.
I want to point out that Reckoning's Wake isn't glimpsing, so Starcall can't work on it.
correct.
So that makes that unfortunate for that CL as like a non-bow, because they're
Reckoning's Wake is a fast speed idle thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
That is what it is through and through.
Yeah, but
Which is not bad.
you're still looking at the top X cards. It's very unfortunate that it's not glimpsing, because then you would be able to play the CLs that you dig and see to get extra benefit from it.
Yeah, but I saw it being played in more CL decks than I ever did a Diana deck.
It's no big deal. All right. Anyway, CSR Redemption is coming back for this upcoming little while, and it's specifically redeeming CSRs from Distorted Reflections. You'll trade any 2 CSRs in, and you'll get an Angel Attendant CPR featuring Morgan, which I don't. I will say really cool CPR. Angel Attendant's a really cool card. Art is stunning, beautiful card.
More
Don't
than
have-
proud, but yes.
Why are we doing this?
Why are we trading into CSRs?
No. Why distorted reflections specifically? So I'm gonna pull up distorted reflections.
Oh, I see what you mean.
So there's been two big redemption events in the past for Grand Archive. One was at its lowest point ever, which was when Fractured Crown was the current set, and the game was on death's door, and you could buy boxes of Fractured Crown for $30. The whole box for $30. And Weebs had a genius idea, which was a set redemption. You could turn in a set of Fractured Crown, and that's how you got the Creative Shock promo that you've probably seen floating around here and there, which is this
I
one.
didn't know that's how that was redeemed. That's cool.
That is how you got this Creative Shock. And that's why it says set redemption on it at the bottom. You gave them a full set, one of every card from Fractured Crown, and in exchange, they would give you a Creative Shock. And I think if you gave them a play set, if I might be wrong, feel free to correct me in the comments. If you gave them a play set of Fractured Crown, that's how you got the CPR one. And what this meant was everyone bought a shitload of Fractured Crown to build sets or play sets to then redeem for Creative Shock promos featuring Merlin. It quite literally saved the game's life before any of us even knew the game existed. Genius move. Fast forward to the redemption that is about to be done at Ascent Melbourne. It'll be the last opportunity to redeem for Fluffy Shopkeep. Let me pull that up just so I can show the redemption. So Fluffy Shopkeep currently featuring Meow. Shit, I'm sorry. Spirit of Water. The way that you got this was that you would redeem 2 CSRs from Mortal Ambition, first edition specifically. Can I just do it like this probably? I'm trying to figure out how to do the search correctly. Did this one pull up correctly? No. Okay, because it needs to be first edition. Let me get this pulled up as well. Now, Mortal Ambition was... I love a lot of the art and a lot of the characters and expression that exists in the set, but our local game store still has 10 cases of Mortal Ambition first edition sitting in their storage. Almost 60 boxes of product. Now, Mortal Ambition, due to the way the game was growing and distribution and stuff like that, there was not as much of it that was sent to Southeast Asia at the time when the game was really being picked up by Southeast Asia. This is when Malaysia was just like exploding with the game's popularity, and it had been sold out to hell and back. And that's why they were like, we really need to get Mortal Ambition Ultra out so that they had a product to ship to fulfill this set's absence in Southeast Asia. But the set was not selling super well anywhere else. So their solution was this set redemption for Fluffy Shopkeep. A lot of these CSRs are not very good. Like, just straight up.
That's nice.
Yeah, Zhao Kao's kind of it. Like, Liu Bei saw a little bit of play in some Wind Allies decks, but Zhang Fei never played. Cao Cao never played. As much as it makes me sad, Xiahou Dun never played. Guan Yu, a one of in some ally decks sometimes. Sun Quan, one of the worst cards in the game, right? Like, and so you could take any 2 of these and trade them to get the Fluffy Shopkeep CPR, and this gave a reason to buy and open more AMB first edition, more Mortal Ambition first edition. So it was like, hey, helps us try and move through a little bit more of that product. It makes these CSRs a little bit more valuable. Full disclosure, I bought a Zhang Fei on eBay for, I think, $80. And then the redemption was announced, and I sold it like a week later for $250, I think. And like, sad, it came back in a different way, which was I was waiting for Zhao Dun to get cheaper because I just really love this character, this design. I think the card itself is really cool, even if it never had a spot. And at the time when I got that Zhang Fei, Zhao Dun was like 50. It was when I got the Zhang Fei, Zhao Dun was like sitting around 150, 175, and I was like, a little bit longer, and Zhao Dun will get cheap like Zhang Fei, and I'll pick up one or two. And then the redemption got announced, and she became $300, and I was like, fuck, no.
That one worked out for you.
That one worked out. We did open one, which was very, very fortunate for me. It now gets to live in my binder for the rest of time. But it does mean that, like, some of the, like, Cao Cao, as much as I think her ability is cool, she's never really going to see play. Sun Quan's terrible. Zhao Cao, it did see a decent amount of play here and there, right? But
whenever Faiza does well, Xiao Kao does well.
yeah, but none of these cards, like even Jin and Kong Ming, have never, like, Kong Ming saw her one heyday in Razor Gale at Ascent Toronto, but otherwise she's not done much, you know. Like, you can find Jin level 1 and 2 CSRs even now still for like $300, $400. Most lineages sit at $600 plus per card, and Jin's like, I'm not very worth much shit. And so this redemption made sense. It made sense to try to get more of A and B product to be moved, to be open, to be pushed forward, empty those shelves a little bit, maybe drum up some more interest in the set, get some more product open, because if there's more product open, there's more singles available, which means those singles can maybe make their way to Southeast Asia, which had an issue with product for Mortal Ambition specifically at the time, right?
Mhm.
None of that is true for Distorted Reflections at all. Distorted Reflections has been sold out everywhere for a while, which is like why, like, it's really good that we're getting Distorted Reflections Alter, because, like, talking about like Liminal Guide and Cheshire Cats and Regal Inquisitions and stuff, and it's like, hey, opening more of those would make them cheaper, and it's like, yeah, cool. There's nothing to open, dog.
Yeah.
There is.
Yeah, opening them would be cool, huh?
Yeah, if I could. And unlike with Mortal Ambition, the CSR lineup for Distorted Reflections is pretty strong. Like, Alice, regardless of the fact that she's not done anything, is still really popular, and she always will be. CL and Diana, very hyper-relevant lineages. Okay? Losser's bad. Just straight up, Losser's up one of the back.
Yeah, he looks cool.
He does look cool, but he's bad. Mad Hatter is fringe play. All of the suited cards are all popular. Suited is one of the most popular decks to max rarity because there's such good ways to rarity it out, and people fucking love Balatro, right? So,
Oh, yeah.
even though, like, Verita dropped down to like 150 and Rouge was like 175, 200, like, they've still, like, they get posted and they get sold, right? Snow White, shout out to Kaduko in the EU. No matter what, the absolute bottom floor of Snow White is $550. Why? Because Kaduko has been buying them at $550 for months. Bro owns over 100 Snow White CSRs. Credit to you where it's due, but it's like, no one's redeeming this, and if they do, Kaduko will kill you. Like, Chrysalis is bad because Wind Omen CLs has never had its chance. Humpty Dumpty is one of the worst cards in the entire fucking game. And
I love our art, though.
yeah, his art's good, but he's terrible. And Spirel does see a decent amount of play, and her CSR has stayed valuable. So there are a total of 3, Losser, Chrysalis, and Humpty Dumpty, 3 CSRs that are, like, quote, worth redeeming to get this Angel Attendant. So I don't understand this redemption, because it doesn't move more Distorted Reflections first edition product because there's none to move. It doesn't give purpose to bad, low value, unplayed CSRs, because most of these are very desirable, save for like 3 of them. What?
I'll bet that the answer to why they picked that is basically because this is how they did it before. And I will bet you that the next time that they do something like this, they will change it specifically because they will learn a lesson from the exact scenario you're talking about right now.
Maybe. I don't get it. You know
What are they gonna do with all of the turned-in cards?
They destroy them. They've been very, very transparent about that. All of the redeemed cards get destroyed.
That sucks.
I mean, yes and no.
No, I mean, I understand why it does, but like, it just kind of sucks, you know?
The thing I am most curious about is that they have said after the redemption window is over for the fluffy shopkeep. So currently this says there's 153, but after the redemption is over for fluffy shopkeep, that they will be updating the index to reflect how many of these still exist out there. Because
Approximately still exists, right?
but these still all show their original print counts, right?
Mhm.
Roughly 253 of each CSR in Mortal Ambition was printed in the first edition boxes, right? Now, obviously, like I said, there's 10 cases of Mortal Ambition still sitting at the game store that we play at. There is, 60 boxes? So there's probably 4 CSRs, roughly, still sitting at our store that we play at. Like,
Yeah.
could be any of these. Could be,
But we only have till the next event to redeem it.
which we're not going to. Like, and that would also require us to go to Melbourne or to mail cards to somebody that's going to Melbourne. We're not trying to redeem for a fluffy shopkeep. But it does mean that there is somewhere between like 3 to 5-ish CSRs sitting in the storage closet at the store that we play at.
Yeah.
So, and I have heard that it is a similar situation at some other stores where they just, like, even with the redemption, it still wasn't moving a whole lot more Mortal Ambition, right? Fair enough. Makes sense. But I am curious because, like, I fully would not be surprised if it gets updated and we just drop this 2 off of Sunquan and it just says 53 foils.
Yeah.
Well, I will also be intrigued to see what pricing looks like for those angelic attendants because, like, the fluffy shopkeeps do have their value that people have been, going after, but there was plenty of CSRs to trade in for that.
Yes.
So the angel attendant should be an interestingly priced item, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's gonna be scarce.
How many of each of these CSRs were there? 300. So there's slightly more CSRs of the distorted reflections versus
Don't turn in CLs. That would.
You know, it says that she's a caterpillar, but I don't see caterpillar on her creature type or animal even.
I cannot imagine that any of the lineage champions will be redeemed. Like
I don't think so.
CL and Diana, all 3 of these have a floor of around $600, right? Each individually. And so, like, that's the thing, is that's one of the reasons even though they're not as valuable, not many people were trading in Jins. They were wanting to trade in Zhang Feis and Cao Cao's. They're wanting to trade in what were previously $75 to $125 CSRs to get what initially was guessed to be a $600 CPR and now is more like $1,000 to $1,200, right?
Cheap.
Yeah.
And
which is why I'm intrigued to see the pricing of the angelic attendant, because that's
I feel like there will be
those
less
higher value CSRs.
Yeah,
there's
you're
less
already
redemptions.
by default on average higher redemption CSRs, and I feel like less people are gonna do the redemptions because they're like, yeah, the angel attendant is cool, but I'm not giving you my rouges, okay? Like I'm not gonna
Or maybe
give
people
up
are
my.
specking on Spectres coming back, and so it's like maybe I don't give you my Louser.
No, people have been selling those lobsters like fucking crazy.
Yeah, I know. I saw.
Wait, I do not understand this. Still don't get it. But it's there. It's an option. Yeah. Product sheet available. So next set, Asphodel, Cantabile is what I'm gonna say. He might say it in here. Hang on. Let me get it.
Expansion set to Asphodel Paradise. Asphodel Cantabile.
Cantabile. There we go.
Cantabile.
Tomato.
will be December 11th, featuring Casella. We'll be there in Dallas for the reveal of this. So this is a thing that is also really nice to see. They're increasing the number of rares, super rares, and ultra rares in every box. Moving forward, like in perpetuity, there will be more of the higher rarity cards available in each box. Because it's just too hard to complete some sets. And that's also part of the thing that makes like Cheshire Cat and Liminal Guide expensive.
I really got to give it to him though. Like Weebs has done a pretty solid job, in my opinion, of listening to what people are concerned about. They mentioned on the main deck video recently that they read the discords, they watch the videos, and like you can really tell because like we were talking about cards that needed more printings, like Sadie. And all of a sudden it's like, okay, Sadie's in the next event pack. That's going to help with pricing. People are talking about their problems with Alter. Okay, cool. We're going to attack the problems with Alter. We have, 2 to 3 different methods for handling that. And then even in this, they're just increasing the amount of rares in the base set.
Yep.
That's just awesome.
I also really appreciate that they hear the problem and then they figure out their own solution, because the worst thing you can do is just like always just listen to your fan base for how to fix things, because we don't know how to fix things.
Absolutely. The Alter like intro box is not something that I had heard anybody talking about, and it's super cool.
Yeah. Some little previewed card art with what is assuredly some fort of harmony or melody for Casella, a arcane attack. It looks like no, it's lightning. Arcane attack for Lorraine, some sort of Exia effect for asshole, and a Neos automaton rabbit of one sort or another. Which, speaking of, Beatrice is getting a recollection deck, and she is a Neos tamer, which is. I had originally guessed that Casella was the Neos tamer, but I was still correct on there being a Neos tamer. I literally had their classes backwards, which was I had Beatrice as the cleric and Casella as the tamer, and it's the other way around. Casella's the cleric and Beatrice is the tamer.
She's that Doc Ock looking motherfucker in that one art, right?
Yes. A couple of interesting notes here. This does look like it's the first.
A couple of interesting notes.
Yeah.
Two big notes.
Yeah.
Sorry. Please
yeah, I think that's like a D note or a G note, but boy,
drop D for sure.
First things first.
I can tell you it's not flat.
This looks like it's the first recollection box that's a color we've already seen.
Damn it.
Sure, yeah. Same.
That's an interesting feature.
Similar yellow as Guoja's.
Yeah. And then also this is a champion that has heterochromia, which I believe normally we see those in like angels.
Yeah, which she is not an angel, but
yeah,
one of the champions is. And that is Casella. So Casella is a cleric, the arcane cleric, and is also getting a recollection deck. I'm really glad about this. I didn't terribly mind that they were only doing one recollection deck, but I really liked the ability to grab one of each recollection deck when it came to either Tristan and Sylvie or Guoja and Dao Chan, and then just play them against one another.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thought that those were good choices, and I'm glad we're going back to that instead of the one of Merlin and the one of Mordred. I'm glad we're going back to that. I think it's a good choice.
Absolutely. I'll have more boxes in my room then.
I have too many already. I need to figure it out. We need more new players for me to give empty recollection boxes to. Well, not empty, but give recollection boxes to with stuff to. Yeah, and I need to get rid of some of these excess playmats, like the duplicates and stuff. But yeah, so Casella's also getting a recollection deck, which is awesome. And then they announced we talked about it before, which was the expansion of the Grand Archive IP. We already had a song released from Casella, Let My Thunder Be Heard. Really good song, enjoyed it a lot. And they've shown us what the rest of that's going to look like, which is they are partnering with Kazuna Ai, which is old fucking VTuber, like, man, OG. And alongside Kazuna AI, Casella's going to have a full 7-song EP. Which is really cool. So the next song will be released on October 30th. It is going to be lyricized in Rumdica, which is a fake language, which power to whoever made an entire fake language for this person to sing in. Good work. And then 5 new songs that are going to release in December, probably right alongside in some way, shape, or form Asphodel Cantabile at the same time as the set. And one of those songs is going to feature Kizuna Ai.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. That's a sweet idea.
Good first step.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Like this entire announcement set just seemed like it was a lot of good news. Like I guess you could say that maybe the angelic attendant is maybe not one's favorite, but
I don't think
this
it's bad
stuff-
news. It's just kind of confusing.
Yeah, but I mean, a lot of this stuff though, when they made all their announcements, they like they're all just awesome. They're all good.
Yeah. Also along Asphodel Cantabile will be 2 new Pantheon decks. We don't terribly care, but this is also how we know that Casella is an angel. If you zoom in on her box, it says human, cleric human angel.
Is that going to be the same Casella from the Recollection?
The same champion card? Almost assuredly.
Okay.
Like the same level 3? Almost assuredly. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I feel like they just gave out a bunch of great news in that release. Like everything was awesome. A lot of good news.
Last is the rest of the events that we hadn't heard about beyond December in Dallas. So going back to Australia for Auckland in January, going to be going to Kaohsiung in February. We won't be at either of these, but we probably almost assuredly will be at this one, which is Chicago in March, which is really, really cool. They're going back to Chicago and then back to Kuala Lumpur in May. The first ascent in Hong Kong in July. And this is about when Nationals will be happening. They didn't announce when Nationals is going to be. I expect we'll probably see when and where Nationals are going to be around Dallas, because we'll need to know where North America Nationals is happening at, and hopefully it's somewhere somewhat accessible. And then Worlds is going to be back in the United States in Houston, which is the birthplace of Grand Archive and where Weave of the Shore's headquarters is. And even if we don't make Worlds, we'll probably still go and play in the Ascent, or hell, maybe we'll be in the Gauntlet, you know?
What are you talking about? We're going to make Worlds. You just got to be positive about it.
But yeah, I'm definitely excited. Like it's always nice to get to go out and spend time with all the players, because it's just been good times, at least on what I believe is our end, but especially my end. Whenever we go to these ascents,
I have
it's
had
just a
0 bad experiences, flat out.
I've only had one bad experience, and it was only because the opponent I was playing against was not having a good time, and he was very much making it known.
Sure.
Yeah, which that could have been. That's not on sense.
And it didn't ruin my ascent, you know?
Yeah.
And there's our full calendar, including the set 12, which is going to release in April, which will be a new set. Well, of course, it's going to be a new set, but it'll be a. It won't be part of the Asphodel block, so that'll be us starting a new actual like world and story and stuff. I imagine anyway. And we have its set code, which is HLA.
Holla.
Hola.
Hula.
I have no guesses currently for what that could be.
No. Still though, it's awesome.
It'll set based off of Polynesian lore because it's hula.
But very
Go on as
nice spread of announcements. I kind of love all of this, honestly. The only thing, like we said, that is kind of questionable is the angel attendant. Couple other things.
I mean, their decision to continuously utilize Texas.
Well, I mean, it's cheap. It's right there at home base. It makes sense, right? Like,
Yeah, can't fault them for that.
Omnidex is going to be getting its own dedicated app, which is fine. I personally have had basically no issues with just like having it open in my browser on my phone, but a dedicated app I won't complain about in the slightest.
Yeah, I'm happy to see it. It's not something that I was specifically asking for, but it's never a bad thing to see.
Yeah.
I hope that it makes reporting like win-loss is easier. Because then you can like report it from the app, which would be fucking cool.
That would be cool.
Find out.
Like if you can put it in, and then like the winner puts it in, and then the loser confirms it on the app. That would be neat. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
New GSC promo featuring Guoja, Searing Truth with Tokyo Tower in the background. Very, very cool. GSC promos are really hard to find, but and then a new merch line called called Seaside Splash.
Yeah, splashing something kind
of Dante, Merlin, and Nico.
It's Nathan's 3 favorite characters. Vanitas might be hiding on the beach somewhere.
What are you talking about, dude? Paul Cock's not fucking here. I want to go whole hop.
They didn't say anything else about what this merch line was going to entail. They just put this photo up.
Yeah, I fucking bet.
Nathan's like, they putting something up. Damn.
I love that somebody brought a Robert Duck to the beach.
Hell yeah, dude.
Oh man, yeah. No, whatever that is, I'm sure it'll sell well. I'm sure we'll.
Oh yeah,
I'm sure it will sell well. He said
it's gonna sell out.
Did you ever get your Merlin jacket?
Oh no, I need to order that if they're still available.
Yeah,
I will check. I'll go check Emerage and see if they have the jacket. Yeah, so that's the entirety. And now we just move into Asphodel Paradise.
Yeah, ton of good news.
Released
Really excited.
Friday. So we'll report back next week with how our opening was. I also really want to draft it. Oh, speaking of, there's some changes to the draft packs, which is really, really cool. So and we'll just make this our last note so that we can actually like get out of here.
Yeah.
They made some changes to Asphodel Paradise Draft, one of which we already knew, which you draft 4 packs instead of 3. You do still get a draft pack, like the separate one that has like your regalia and stuff in it, but so that I'm guessing because it was like most of the time when you drafted Mortal Ambition, you're like, all right, I finished drafting. I'm going to pull 3 cards out and run the rest. Like,
yeah, exactly. There's not a whole lot of selection.
I hope everything I draft is playable because I do not have many choices. So you draft 4 instead of 3, perfectly fine. They made a change to the draft pack themselves, which is one of the things also that I noticed that I haven't seen many other people note yet. Let me go pull up the draft pack, which is unlike in Mortal Ambition, there is not actually every possible variation of the Nameless Champion. There are 10 total.
Interesting.
So I think they said, hey, we're going to try to make more specific draft formats. And so we don't need there to be a warrior mage. Like that doesn't exist. That is not an option. So they picked a spread of 10, and that's the only 10 that you can find in there. However, also in every draft pack, every single one, there is a level 1 and a level 2 Lorraine and Dante.
Oh, that's
damn it, Lorraine.
I mean,
that's cool because then you can draft the level 3s.
Yes. And on that same note, where is it? Asphodel.
And that's how I was going to build the cube once I ever get around to doing that. Never.
And Dante and Lorraine level 3 are both uncommon. So they're not even in the token slot. They are just a regular uncommon. And there were people that confirmed that they are just an uncommon rather than being in the token slot. Because some people got to open up product at Ascent Worlds, which means that if you want to draft to level 3, that should be possible for you.
Yo, that makes all of the advanced element cards like actually playable.
There are also new cards in the draft set. I don't remember which ones anymore.
If you keep scrolling down, a few of them were in other elements than norm.
Well, yeah. So like Pride of Demorogus, it allows you to ignore the Exalted elemental requirement, so you can use that to play a Exalted specifically card. This 2 cost, if you are hurt in level 2, all elements are enabled for you. That would let you play advanced elements, even if you're a Nameless Champion with only 1 level counter on it. Same thing with Prismatic Codex. It allows you to ignore the elemental, not the basic elemental, the elemental requirements of the next card. So in your draft pack, they said that the people I talked to said that in the draft pack you are guaranteed at least one card that will allow you to play an advanced element.
How much HP does a nameless champion have?
20.
Okay, so you would have to be at 5 HP before that card activates.
Mhm.
That's
But then you also get access to an element that was very difficult because like that card was also in AMB, and like that was from what I recall. Yeah. Am I crazy?
I do not remember it at all.
Yeah, I remember seeing it. I remember having one of those on my draft, and like it wasn't necessarily easy to play, but it did allow you to pull like tarot cards or whatever you may have been pulling from.
Yeah. But they're guaranteed one of the advanced element enablers is in your draft pack. So you'll get one or two nameless champions. I don't remember what they said. A level 1 and a level 2 Lorraine and Dante guaranteed in your pack, and an advanced element enabler in your pack, and then some regalia that just like help you guide towards what you want to do.
I love this. I want to see it. Like we've been talking about how much we wanted draft to be more fun for this game, and that's a great entrance to card games is drafts. So I'm super excited.
Very excited. We'll almost assuredly be doing at least a few of these, especially if we can get some people that are interested in it on our level. I think we'd only technically you only need one more. Like they recommend pods of 4 for draft. So
Yeah, we can make it happen.
absolutely. All right. Anything else, y'all?
No.
All right. Well, with all that said, everyone, thank you so much for listening and following along with us, and hopefully sharing your thoughts down in the comments below. Appreciate you a lot. We'll be back probably next week, depending on how scheduling and everything works when it comes to the change of the date and stuff. We're still trying to lock down the details of that and figure that out and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, so thank you so much, everyone. I'm Schwahn.
I'm Vongod.
And I'm Gandalf.
Please remember everyone to play like a G6, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.